All right, I took a look at this drawing here, and nothing is immediately jumping out as being wrong with this. The only thing that I'm curious about is, and please let me know why, is why you drew this flat like this. Our plugin will actually pull apart a 3D model and lay it flat. We just look at the orientation of the axis. So like this, as you clearly know, the blue axis needs to be pointing up because you'd mill this from the top down. But if this part was turned like this, let's say, and we go in, you can see that the blue axis follows the part. So you could actually export this part at any arbitrary angle, which essentially means that you could have whatever this is. You could just export it as a 3D model. So I'd be really interested to see why you went this way. Maybe you were trying to figure out how to best lay it out on a sheet of plywood or what. So I'd again be interested to know why. But what I did is I exported your parts. So I just selected them all and I hit export. And I've got them here in Aspire. And one of the ways that you can kind of figure out if something has gone wrong is to do this. We bring in all of the parts that are at different cutting heights and different toolpath types as different layers. So they all come in black because that's the only choice for Aspire, but you can actually click here and you can change them. So what I like to do is just go in. I usually make my pockets kind of blue colors, my profile toolpaths, sort of cutouts, make this pocket like purple. And this can give you a good visual representation of what's going on here. So if I just kind of scan over, see we've got a cutout here and some pockets on the side. This looks good. All these parts kind of look good on first pass, first glance, except for these two at the end here. So this one, since this layer is blue, it's on pocket 0. So this is clearly wrong. We certainly wouldn't want to make a pocket, for this line or for this line. And it looks like what's happened here is that, so if I move this vector out of the way, you can see that we've got the correct vector, this profile path underneath. I'm going to move this one as well. Same sort of thing. Actually, no, this is not right. This is profile 5.563. So it's trying to make this into a path that's going to cut half an inch deep. So this is clearly wrong. The other thing we've got wrong here too is that it looks like there is a weird pocket over here. And we've got another pocket that's at 0 depth. So there's some wackiness going on here. So let me show you how you might sort of diagnose this and see what's going on. So we've got this part here that we need to deal with. So I'm going to make a new drawing here. And I mean, we could obviously manually fix the parts here in Aspire, but we really want to fix them in SketchUp. So the problem parts are these two here. So let's see what's going on here. So if I click this one, we want to make sure that it's nothing really obvious. We don't want like missing faces, things like that. And it looks like everything with this part is just fine. And same with this part. You've got everything looking pretty good here. So I'm going to try something. I'm just going to take this geometry and paste it outside, make it a component again. I'm going to export this and just check our base point is correct. So I'm just going to bring in this one part and see. Okay, file, import, test part. And so let's see what happened. What do we get here? Well, we got a 5.563 inch profile cut. And let's measure the thickness here. Let's see, window, model info. I'm going to change this to decimal just so everything lines up. 5625, 56. Okay, so this actually came through correct. So something happened in the creation of this component, and I've actually looked at this pretty extensively, and I haven't been able to figure out what happened here. So I'd be curious to see if you used, like what version of SketchUp you used, or if you used any plugins to make this, but kind of going in and just selecting all of the geometry, copying it, and then exiting out of that component and pasting it somewhere else and making it a component again seems to have fixed the problem. it might be that the location of your base point is sort of off of the corner. So let's give that a try. So let's, if you right click on something and click change axes, you can move the axes. So I'm going to move it down here, and let's export this part and see what happens. So we'll put this back in downloads. So test part 1, and let's go make a new Aspire model, and let's see what happens when we bring this model in. So import vectors, test part 1. Okay, the part looks correct, and profile. And profile. Okay, so that was the problem. The axis needs to be not in a corner. Now, let's do the same thing for this one. So let's just bring all of this geometry out, paste it over here. We'll make it a component again, and just check its axes is down there, so that's correct. And let's export this. So we'll say test part 3, 34, that's fine. We'll make a new drawing, and we'll bring this into Aspire and see what's happening here. So import vectors, test part 34. Okay, the part looks correct, but let's check the layers. So we've got a profile layer, which is red. We've got a pocket here, which is green, and we've got this big pocket. We'll make that blue. So this one is not coming through correct. And I wonder if that has something to do with the location of the axes. And if this doesn't fix it right here, then we're going to call this one a bug, and we're going to get this taken care of for you. So test part 35. And let's import that and see what happens. File, import, vectors, test part 35. And let's see what we've got here. Nope, it looks like we've got the same issue. So you have found a bug that we're going to fix. So we've got a fix for this part here. Seems to be some kind of geometry creation error, and we're actually not doing a good job of reading pockets here. So let me work through that and get back to you. But again, I'd be interested to see if there are any nuances in the way that you've created this, or if you have a 3D model of this, that'd be interesting to see too. So thanks for your patience, and we will have more soon.